Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Crystal, just in case you're new here, and today I'm going to be telling you about all the books that I read in August. I wouldn't say that I had the best reading month because a lot of my month of August consisted of me picking up books, starting them, and then not finishing. I can't even tell you how many books I picked up and did not finish. Not that they were bad books, it was just not what I was in the mood for at the time. And to be honest, I kind of didn't really read much that was on my TBR, but I did read a couple of really good books this month, and I feel satisfied with that. I read one graphic novel, I read one thriller, and I read two fantasy books. So I'd say that's pretty good. And I did read my reread through audiobook, so that was one audiobook. I think that was a pretty good month. I picked up a couple of arcs that I had to read for September, and I couldn't get into them. I just had like a really weird reading month. I just didn't feel like reading. To be honest, I really just did not feel like reading. I watched TV, which I normally don't do. I just wasn't feeling it. So, but I did read a decent amount for someone who didn't feel like reading. I mean, I finished the audiobook of it, so that was pretty good. That was my reread for the month. Of course, I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars, and I feel like I should change my rating. Now, I'm rating the book according to like the first time that I read it, but there is a very problematic scene in the book that the book could have totally done without, and especially listening to it on audio this time around, it was a different feel. I felt like it was completely inappropriate, and I actually like had to skip over it because I was just disgusted. If you read the book towards the end, you know what scene I'm talking about. Now, I don't want to hold Stephen King accountable for this scene because he did write this way back in like the early 70s or whatever, where things like this weren't really discussed. People just didn't really have much of a problem with it, I guess. And now that we've evolved as people, as human beings, we know that this is just not a correct way of morality. So yeah, so I would probably take it down to 4 stars, 4 out of 5 stars, because of that scene. And yeah, I just hate reading books that were written way in the past that are not modernized based on things like that. But you know, it disgusted me, and I couldn't listen to it through and through, so it's a 4 out of 5 stars. Second book that I finished was Tequila Kingdom by Alexandra Christo. I read this on my Kindle, and I enjoyed the first half of this book so much. I was like, yes, I finally found like a fantasy book that will get me out of my fantasy slump that I was feeling, and I was getting so excited. And then halfway through, I got so freaking bored. This book I buddy read with Ali Corvair Books. If you don't know her channel, I will link it down below. She's amazing. I love her. She's my fairy friend. So we always have fun buddy reading because we just come up with the funniest shit that we talk about. But anyway, we both were really enjoying this in the beginning, and then we both started slumping going through the book and just getting through it. It really was hard all the way up until like 85% of the book. I did finish it. I told her I might DNF it because I was just not feeling it. She finished it. I finished it. The ending was pretty good. I will say the ending was really good. It's just all of that leading up to the end, it was just not good. And it was just freaking boring, and I just felt like the author didn't know what direction she was going in. So she was just writing to write. And I felt like there was a lot of plot holes in that center of the book. So I would say a 3.5 out of 5 stars for that book because I really enjoyed the beginning and I really enjoyed the end. It was just that middle part where I was just like bored out of my mind. It is a retelling of The Little Mermaid, but it's super dark and brutal and a little bit scary sometimes. It's about sirens and taking the hearts out of princes and stealing them so they could live forever. Really, really good. Really, really good. Except for the middle part of the book. But yeah, so that's that on Tequila Kingdom. Next, I finished Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. I don't know why I can't speak today. I'm sorry. I just worked all day. I'm like out of it. But this book was so good. This is my favorite read of this month. I don't want to say it's my favorite book of the year because, to be honest with you, I finished this in the beginning of the month and I kind of forgot a lot. I know I loved the ending of it. The ending was great, and I loved the magical library, and I loved the sorcery and the magic system. All of that was great. And it is an original plot. It is something different than what I've read before. So kind of reminds me of like Beauty and the Beast with like a totally like different spin to it. But definitely the main character, Elizabeth, she reminds me of Belle. I guess in a way, it's kind of like a Beauty and the Beast retelling. It is not optioned as that at all. That is just my view of it. But I did just get Beauty and the Beast vibes from this for some reason. I don't really know why. But Beauty and the Beast with magic, that's what I got from this. And I loved this book so much. So I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I read it on my vacation, and every time I look at it, it just reminds me of how happy I was when I was away on vacation. Then the next book that I finished was Blue. Oh my god, say that 3 times fast. I dare you. I dare you, because that is a hard title to do. But this is by Maggie Stiefvater. This is the 3rd book in the Raven Cycle series, and I love this. I'm not going to dwell too much on this book because it is a 3rd in the series, but I really love this series so much because of this book. It has taken such a dark turn, such a crazy turn, and I can't wait to see what happens next. So The Raven King is on my TBR for September, and I'm hoping to finish that because, oh my goodness, this series is great, and I'm really upset that it was not in my hands sooner. I don't know what was taking me so long to read this. Everyone kept telling me how much I will love it because of like tarot cards and the ley lines and all of the magical influence and the supernatural influence of this book. And I think I was scared to just love it, and I just absolutely do love it. So I can't wait for The Raven King. I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. I finished this in like 2 days. 2 sittings, I finished it. Next, I finished The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. Amazing, amazing, amazing mystery thriller book. Now, this is what I'm talking about with mystery thrillers. Now, if you're someone who had read The Turn of the Key, I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, because this was the best mystery thriller that I've read in such a long time. And it really just shows how Ruth Ware has grown as an author from beginning to now. I've read all of her books, and she has grown so much. The Turn of the Key freaked me out, spooked me out. I really thought things were happening in my house at some point because it was that creepy and that atmospheric. I highly suggest this book. I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars as well. It just was so good. And that's all I could say. I don't want to give anything away. It is about a nanny who comes to take care of children because the parents have to work. She's nannied and taken care of kids before, but for some reason she wants to start taking care of kids in their home instead of at like this daycare center where she was working. Yeah, so you'll see as the story unfolds what goes on and all the crazy crap that happens. I don't want to go into much detail because it will give it away. So if you are interested, pick it up. Read it on your Kindle, pick it up at the bookstore, whatever you have to do, but please read it and let me know if you did down in the comments down below. Lastly, I finished Mooncakes by Wendy Walker and illustrated by Wendy Zhu. This book is so good. I love the message behind it. I love the characters so much. I love how it is so diverse with each and every character down to its core, and also just how the story flowed so naturally. I will read you the synopsis for this book. I did receive this as an ARC from NetGalley. I believe it's coming out, let me see. It's coming out October 15th. of this year. So add this to your TBRs if you have not already. I know a lot of people have been talking about it, but I just love this graphic novel, and I hope there will be another one in the series, if there is a series of this, because oh my gosh, it was so cute. The synopsis is a story of love and demons, family and witchcraft. Nova Huang knows more about magic than her average teen witch. She works at her grandmother's bookshop, where she helps them loan out spell books and investigate any supernatural occurrences in their New England town. One fateful night, she follows reports of a white wolf in the woods, and she comes across the unexpected. Her childhood crush, Tam Lang, battling a horse demon in the woods. As a werewolf, Tam has been wandering from place to place for years, unable to call any place home. Pursued by dark forces eager to claim the magic of wolves and out of options, Tam turns to Nova for help. Their Latin feelings are rekindled against the backdrop of witchcraft. Untested magic, occult rituals, and family ties, both new and old, to this enchanting tale of self-discovery. This book is just so good, and I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars because the message, because of the content, and just the art is adorable. The characters are just, oh, I love them. I just love them so much. So I do hope that Suzanne Walker turns this into a series and we can keep up with these characters from time and time again, because I loved it so much. If you are interested, you have a NetGalley account, maybe search and see if it's still available as a read now so you could review it for the author. I did. I'm so happy that I did. And yeah. It just put me so in the mood for fall too. Like I was so it really got me in the mood for pumpkin spice and everything that goes along with that. It just has that fall feel to it. So it is coming out in October, which I think is the perfect time for it to be released. That is it for all the books that I read this month. I do have 2 books that I did DNF. Not that they were bad, but they were books that I was like reading and I got halfway through and I just put them down because I just wasn't in the mood anymore. So the first one is Violet by Scott Thomas. Now I will tell you why I put this down. His writing has changed a little bit since Kill Creek, and I'm just not loving it right now. Not that it's bad, but he is literally describing every little thing throughout this book. And I don't know if he's trying to be like Stephen King or what the case is on that, but no one's Stephen King, so you can't describe someone's toenails for 5 minutes and get away with it because you're not Stephen King. But this book is just, it's okay so far. I'm a little bit more than a quarter of the way through, and I just gotta put it down for now. It's not as spooky as I thought it was going to be. I think it's gonna be more on the psychological front. I don't think it's like a total ghost story. Not just yet. I mean, I'm pretty far in and nothing's happening. Nothing is happening. They're at this summer house and they're cleaning it up, mother and daughter, and the mother's name is Chris and the daughter's name is Sadie, which I think is really funny because my name is Crystal, which my friends call me Chris, and my dog's name is Sadie, who is my child. So it's really, really funny. So I will continue to read this and give you guys a full review, but as of right now, I'm putting it down. I just can't get into it right now. And then another book that I DNF for now is Wilder Girls by Rory Power. I'm enjoying it. I just kind of got lost because I started listening to the audiobook and I really don't know what's happening. So I think I have to backtrack and just go back into it, but I am enjoying the premise of the story. I'm enjoying the characters. I'm just a little lost, so I had to put it down for now, but I will finish it and I will let you guys know my full thoughts on it when I do finish it. So that's it. That is my August wrap up. I think that's everything. I could be forgetting something. I don't know, but anyway, let me know if you guys read any of these books. If you have, let me know what you rated them. That is it. That is all I have for you guys today. And if you have not already, please like and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more from me. And I'll be talking to you guys soon.